look like a big baby in this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Woohoo! I know it's been a minute. Corona has us taking a break from everything. I know you've missed me, I know. So I have decided to, check on my fans, see how you guys are doing, how is Corona taking you? Are you home? Are you at work? How are you coping with Corona? I am coping well, I think. Yeah, I think I'm coping well. I am taking this period to do some reflection, to maybe understand myself better. And I realized that I don't do meditation as much. So I decided this period will be focusing on me, focusing on, breaking down what I am, how I am, the way I am. So yeah, so I'm gonna just tell you a bit of what I've been doing. Nothing much really. Sometimes I go to work, sometimes I don't. So when I have free time, I decide to do meditation, yoga, eat, sleep. I don't even know what I do, but why I'm doing this video is just to show you a breakdown of me. So I personally, in my previous video, I showed you a couple of ways of how to deal with anxiety. So I personally have or used to have a lot of anxiety, and before Corona I was actually scared. I won't lie, I was scared because I knew we would go home at some point, like have to go on lockdown or isolation or whatever you want to call it. So I was kind of scared because I knew my anxiety would probably shoot up. So I don't know. I don't know if you believe in God or don't. I do. So I sat down and I prayed about it. I told God, I'm probably going to be home for a while. So I want to be able to deal with my anxiety, to deal with my overthinking better, so that I can deal with this Rona well. So in some weird way, he kind of answered me, because I figured out that if I needed to figure out why I have anxiety or why I am the way I am, I needed to do research on it to figure out how my brain works and all that. So I started reading about the brain, about neuroscience, just the basics part. And it was kind of interesting because I realized that some things tunasemanga, oh, it's just me, it's just the way I am. No, it's not really you, it's just the way your brain, it's just the way your brain is. You've grown up, like you've picked up certain habits from when you were a kid. So it's not really, that habit is not really the way you are, it's just the way you were brought up. And if you wanted to change that habit, you definitely could. If you, like, for example, if I wanted to change how I feel or how I get anxious about stuff, I'd totally do that. And I remember a while back, my sister-in-law used to tell me, like, no, this is like, if you wanted to change something about you, you would. Like, if you were uncomfortable with maybe how a certain habit you had, and you keep on saying it's you, she kept telling me, no, this is not you, like, you can change, it's not like a part of you. And I used to be like, oh my god, what's she telling me now? Yeah. But now I kind of get it, because after reading about it, after really doing break down like scientifically how my brain works, how like the nerves connect, and how you can open up your frontal lobe in some way so that ideas can come, you can get more reflection about your life. So I get what she was saying back then. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You can, if you want to change a certain habit in you that you feel is hella annoying, you can. Like, I have started doing meditation in the morning and evening since I have some free time. And when I do meditation, like, meditation isn't really just about clearing your thoughts. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to clear your thoughts, but there are a couple of phases of meditation. There are people who give up like at the first thought because they know they can't clear their thoughts for like a whole 20 minutes or a whole 30 minutes. So meditation is all about, you first clear your mind, then you start becoming aware of your surrounding, you start becoming more thankful of the things you have, of the fact that you could breathe, of the fact that you can see any the smallest of things. You start becoming aware of them and you realize, man, I am blessed, like with the smallest of things you have. And then after that, after gratitude, you start opening up your heart. Because when you do meditation, I would like, there's something about your heart. Like, you should go read up on that. Like, when you're meditating, your heart, I don't know what gland that is, I can't remember, but your heart opens up. Like, you feel so happy, you feel so relaxed. So when your heart is open like that, you feel forgiving. You feel like you could forgive everyone that hurt you in the world. Like, you don't even care anymore. You're like, why did that thing even hurt me in the first place? Like, why did I feel so hurt? And then you're there like, I forgive you, I forgive me, I forgive everyone. That's what meditation does to you. So after gratitude, you do forgiving. In your mind, when you're closing your eyes, you're trying to meditate, you think about a situation or a certain person that hurt you, or yourself, if you hurt yourself in some way, emotionally or physically, whatever, you forgive yourself. Like, deep down, you forgive yourself and you just let it go. And then after forgiving, you do a bit of visualization. You visualize where you want to be after Corona, maybe, or where you want to be 5 years from now. You picture it. And then when you're picturing it, like, when you're picturing it, just be visual and insert your emotions around it. Like, if you want, maybe 5 years from now, I want to, I don't know, get married or something. So you picture you with your significant other doing whatever you're doing. You can be chilling in the couch, or you can be doing whatever you're doing, and insert emotions now. Like, how will you feel? How will you feel with your partner over there? Or how will you feel when you've accomplished some type of goal you want? Yeah. So after the visualization, we go on to just calming yourself and doing breathing exercises and just letting go of everything, and just being grateful, letting go and trusting that the universe or God will grant you everything you desire. And after that, man, you feel great. Like, how I've told you, like, the heart opens up, like, some way the heart is connected. Okay, the heart is connected to the brain. So when your heart opens up, like, blood is flowing, it flows to your brain. And when your heart opens up and then it goes to your brain, your nerves are like, they're like, I don't know how to explain it, but your nerves open up, or I don't know, just do some spark thing, and then your receptors or something, they just go and connect to your frontal lobe. And your frontal lobe is like your creativity area. So that's when you feel like your brain is opened up. You feel like you have realization of stuff. You feel like, oh man, you have answers to stuff you've been asking yourself. You have answers to stuff people have been asking you. Like, you get so much realization in me. I don't know if you're getting me, but if you can see it on my face, it's just bliss. You just get total bliss. And that's when like an answer can come up. Like, for example, me, I am petty. I am really I can be so petty sometimes. So at that time when my brain has opened up, I realized, man, I've been so petty, or I've been so judgy. Like, like you remember your brain brings you to certain situations where you were petty or you were judgy for some reason. So, and when you realize that, oh man, I've been so petty, oh man, I've been having this issue, your brain just signals you. Like, after meditation, your brain, throughout the day, your brain will signal like, oh man, you're about to be petty, or oh man, you're about to be judging. Any before you do that action, before you're about to be petty to someone, or before you're about to be judgy to someone, your brain just signals you in some way that you're about to do that. So it's your choice to decide, I'm not gonna be petty about this, or I'm gonna be the bigger person here, and just let it slide. Because after doing this meditation for a while, oh man, there are certain situations that I've been in, and I just want to be petty, man. I just want, it's just, like a devil over there telling me, she deserves it, he deserves it. And then I have to be the bigger man, because I'm trying to be better. I have to be the bigger man or woman in this, and say, you know what, it's not worth it. I won't add more years to my life, or I won't feel happy after that. In fact, I feel horrible, so there's no point. So this really helps me a lot, meditation. So that's what I've been up to, really. So yeah, and I personally like, these two questions, like, what's your love language? I like doing these two quizzes, like, if you want to find out your love language. And if I don't know, if like my partner or my loved one, if I don't know their love language, I'll probably boss them around till I can figure out their love language. So a few days back, I was reading about attachment theory. It's a sort of course in psychology. And attachment theory is just how you're attached to someone, or how you attach your attachment style, how you attach yourself to someone, like in a relationship or in your loved ones. It can be your brother, your sister, your whoever. Then just how you're attached to someone. And I realized, I after reading about it, I realized, man, I don't know my attachment style. I know I'm not like completely in the secure. There's secure attachment style, and then there's fear avoidant, and then there's another one I can't even remember. But I knew at the back of my brain I wasn't that. I wasn't like secure, like fully secure. I know like there's some aspects where I feel, man, I'm good, but I knew like how I relate to people isn't 100% there. So I did this quiz, and I got my answers, and after getting my answers, you get an email where like it gives you a breakdown of your attachment style, why you're this, because of this, maybe a past experience, or when you were a kid, some type of thing like that. So after getting my results, then I went to my email, I started reading about, my attachment style, and I realized, man, this makes so much sense. Like, wow, like I don't know, and I kind of feel like meditation brought me here in some weird, twisted way. I don't know how to explain it. It's just the universe doing its thing. You know, the world is just mysterious. If I wouldn't be doing meditation as often as I am doing, I wouldn't be curious about how I am, and I wouldn't have figured out that there's something called attachment theory. So I think meditation brought me here. So after I realized this is my attachment style, and there's some things I'm very proud of, and there's some things I'm like, I have to work on that. So it's good because it's like a breakthrough. Every time I'm doing meditation, I come to a certain breakthrough. Like, I feel more, I don't know, I feel more open. Like, I feel like, man, I could probably stop being so judgy, or I could probably stop feeling so vulnerable when I'm talking to people, or I could stop, certain stuff, and I could I could maintain some stuff that I love about myself, like maybe if I'm kind, or if I have good energy. Like, there's a certain friend of mine who told me the other day, how people, like girls, like being told, oh, you're so pretty, oh, you have a nice body. I mean, I'm a girl, I also like being told that, but the one thing that I I love being told is, you have great energy, you have good vibes, you like spreading joy, you like spreading happiness. And this guy told me, like, I have great energy around, I don't know, he was going through something, so I was trying to comfort him in however I know. Like, I was trying to give him, trying to encourage him in some way. So he told me I have great energy, like every time, like I'm always smiling. Am I though? Okay, maybe I am. Like, I'm always smiling, I always have great energy, I'm not, like, sometimes I'm mean, but sometimes I always try to be kind, and I don't know. And I felt that, like, I was like, oh man, I like this quality about me. So that's the qualities I like to stay with me, or I like to become better at, if you can. Yeah, so that's basically it. And how I've come, like, I come to certain, how I come to certain realizations about myself. I also come to certain realizations about people. Like, there's a time I was talking to my best friend, and he was telling me about his relationship, how it's doing, blah blah blah. And then, I don't know, I won't get into detail because I'm not going to snitch on him. But I came to this realization, and I asked him, like, could it be blah 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 blah. We were just talking, and then he's like, oh man, like, you're so accurate about this. And I'm like, oh, meditation. Look at what meditation can do to your life and to others. Yeah, and I also told this other friend of mine, like, a realization about him, it was like 80% true, and I thought, you know what, I could be like a psychiatrist or something. But anyway, so if I don't know, I feel great. I feel good about myself. I feel great about other people, and I don't think, however, Corona is a bad thing right now. However, it's doing a lot of stuff on our economy. It's probably going to make us super broke and stuff, and the economy will, like, go down. Like, even if it's like that bad and people are dying and people are sick, which is heartbreaking, I feel like this was the best thing for me in some weird way, because I got time to analyze myself, to break down myself, to figure out how I am the way I am, how I act the way I act, just I feel great. So enough of talking. I think I've been talking too much, but yeah, just let me know, how are you doing? How is Corona taking you? If you're employed, just don't give up. Even I'm saying a lot of videos, but like after Corona is done, just trust that you'll have a job after, or start figuring out what you could do after, like a side hustle after Corona. Just try to break down your life and do meditation, because now I can say that I don't have anxiety like as much as I did. I practically don't even think I have anxiety. All I have right now is a little bit of overthinking, which reminds me, there's a friend of mine a while back. We were talking, and I think we were talking about me overthinking stuff. So I think he was trying to be nice. So he said, after we were talking, he said, well, overthinking is your strength. And then I laughed. And I said, I don't think it's a strength, I think it's a weakness. And then here, like in meditation, I realized why am I making overthinking a bad thing? Like, why am I putting bad thoughts in this overthinking circle? Why don't I put good thoughts inside? If I'm overthinking, let me overthink about good stuff. And I started doing that, and man, I just feel great, man. Like, if I'm about to think about like something bad, I switch it up, and I think, this situation, okay, it's bad, what's the good that has come out of this bad situation? So I turn it around and I start thinking good thoughts, and voila, I'm amazing, I'm good. So yeah, so I think my friends and my family, in some way, have always encouraged me to be better. I think I realize it now, because every time I'm giving a story about something, I realize, man, this person told me about this, and I didn't really take it to heart. I think I just needed to realize it on my own. Like, I remember, like, my first ever boyfriend, like, we used to hang out, and then he'd say something, and then I'd be like, nah, you just telling me lies or whatever. And then a couple of days later, I'd tell him the same thing, and then he'd be like, dude, I just said this a couple of days ago. And then I tell him, I wanted to figure it out on my own. I think I'm just naturally stubborn. I don't really listen to people. I like to find it out. I like to get the research, I like to get concrete evidence of it so that I can believe it. So yeah. So that's the end of my video. I think I've been talking too much. Anyway, as I end the video, I'd like you to, take care of yourself, take care of others. Like, if you and your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your fiance, if you guys are in the same house, make sure you take care of, your wife or your man. Like, I feel like men hold in a lot of stuff. But in this Rona period, I feel like they're frustrated in some way, because you have to provide for your mom, your daughter, your sister, your whoever, and you also have to be you have to be strong enough to to hold the family together. So I feel like if you're a wife or whatever, you should really be there for your man. Try talk to them, try see where the head is at. Because I remember a while back I was talking to someone, so we were just talking about, I don't know what, crying. I don't know, I said something about crying, and then we were talking, and then I asked him, like, have you ever cried? When's the last time you cried? And then he said he's cried like once in his whole like period, and this guy is like almost 30, I think. So you can imagine, almost 30 years he's never cried. He's cried like once. So me, I'm like, what? Like, I don't cry that much, but I cry. Like nowadays I don't even cry that much, but yeah, I cry. Like when I'm watching a movie, man, I constantly this movie I watched there that I was just holding back tears. But point is, women cry more. Women feel more open to cry and stuff, which makes them feel better afterwards. So when this guy told me that, and then he asked him like, what if I was there with you and then you were told like some bad news, like, and then you felt so emotional, like you wanted to cry, like what would you do then? He said he'd go to the bathroom and cry and then come out like later and be all cool. Man, I felt so heartbroken. Like not for me, I felt so heartbroken like for him, because man, that's sad. I know how it feels like crying alone, and it's not cool, man. You feel so sad. You feel even more sad. So I felt heartbroken, and I didn't want to be mushy about it and tell him, I won't judge you if you ever cry in front of me. I don't want to be all extra and emotional about it. So I just let it go. But now, since we're here, I can say it. I think I would have told him, I don't know, I would have told him like I know that we're close. Like I know that we've grown closer. So I don't think I judge you if you ever felt like crying. Like if something happened and you felt like crying, I would never judge you for that. In fact, I'd probably hug you and let you cry. So I don't know, I just felt, man. So my point is, we should be there. We should be there for our men. Be it your brother, be it your friend, be it your hubby, be it your boyfriend, be it any man in your life. You should be there for them. Check up on them, see how they're doing. They might be struggling in some way, and they don't want to share it because they'll feel maybe you judge them, or you'll be like, oh, man up, you're a man. So don't be judgy, and just be there for them, because this Rona period is tough, even more for them. Yeah, and even more for single mothers. I forgot about that, but it's tough also for single mothers. So check on any single mother and try to be there for them, because I know this is a tough period. But we will overcome, we will get through this. And yeah, that is the end of my video. So be there for your people. If you don't take anything I have said in this whole video, just take this. Let's unite and be there for our people, our friends, and also the people who need help at nje, like our mama mboka, our everyone who needs help and their business is like really low, like right now. Be there for them. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Let me know how you're doing. And yeah, stay strong, stay fit, both mentally, physically, and emotionally. I love you.